Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel Study with Neha Mawa. So today I am back with the another video in which I am going to tell you about the public nuisance. What is public nuisance? So as we know that public nuisance comes under section 268 of the IPC. So today I am going to start with the public nuisance, and this public nuisance, you don't have to study in your IPC, but you can relate it with your day-to-day basis. As we know, the whole IPC, your whole law is somewhere you can apply in your day-to-day life, in your daily life, in your every hour, every minute in your life. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. First of all, we have the law relating to public nuisance in India. As per section 268 of the Indian Penal Code, a person is guilty of a public nuisance who does any act or is guilty of an illegal omission which causes any common injury, danger, annoyance to the public, to an individual also, or to a public at general. So public nuisance means when someone's creating an injury, when someone causes some injury or danger to the another person, when someone causes annoyance to the another person directly or indirectly, and where the other person who is a sufferer, okay, who is suffering that kind of nuisance, is somewhere somehow hurt, is somewhere somehow in danger, somewhere somehow is getting annoyance from that person, it is a public nuisance. Public nuisance, for example, when someone is irritating you directly or indirectly, which causes hindrance in your day-to-day activities, it is a public nuisance. So here we have the kinds of nuisance here. We have two nuisances here: public nuisance and the private nuisance. Public nuisance means when nuisance is created to a public at large, and private nuisance means when the nuisance is created to a single individual. It nuisance may be permanent, may be continuing, recurrent, or temporary. So permanent nuisance is one of such a character and existing under such circumstances that will be presumed to continue indefinitely, and a rule consists of some building or a structure. For example, I am living in an area where the backside of my home is a mill, okay, is a mill or is a sugar mill, where 24 hours 7 the machine noises used to irritate me. Gets I get irritated with that kind of noises. So that is the permanent nuisance. Permanent nuisance, why? Because it is creating me, it creating me some kind of, it creating me some kind of inconvenience day to day basis. It is not a point of a single day, it is not a point of a single week, but it is a point of a whole year. So somewhere somehow it is a permanent nuisance. Then we have the private nuisance. Private nuisance is the using or authorizing the use of one's property or of anything under one's control. I have something in my control and other person tend to affect me by using my property. It is a kind of a public nuisance. So as to injuriously affect an owner or occupier of property, but physically injuring his property or affecting its enjoyment, interfering, someone is entering into my premises without my permission. So that is a private nuisance. And the remedy in an action of the private nuisance can be the damages, injunction, or both. Then we have public nuisance here. Section 268 defines a doer of a public nuisance as one who does any act or is guilty of an illegal omission which causes any common injury, danger, annoyance to the public at the large, who dwell to occupy the property in vicinity, causes injury, obstruction, danger, annoyance to person who may have occasion to use any public right. So it is an act or the omission affecting the public at large or some considerable portion of them. So public nuisance is generally affected towards your society at large or a public at large. Here, for example, we are standing at a roadside and we are standing and we are waiting, for a bus at bus stop, and someone is smoking, without any reason. Someone is smoking, and it affects not only me, not only a single individual, but also public at large, those who are standing at the bus stop. So this is a public nuisance that person is created while smoking. Now we have another case here, K. Ramakrishnan versus State of Kerala. It was argued that smoking of tobacco in any form of public places makes the non-smoker passive smoker and thereby causes public nuisance under section 268 of the IPC. Kerala High Court therefore was urged to declare smoking of tobacco not only illegal as it causes public nuisance but also unconstitutional. High Court also held that tobacco smoking in public places in form of cigarette, cigar, BD falls within the mischief of penal provision relating to the public nuisance. So somewhere, somehow, smoking of tobacco or smoking of a cigar, BDs is a kind of a public nuisance that person is creating, because it does not affect the single person who is smoking that tobacco, but the other person also who are nearby, and those are considered as the passive smoker, because if they are not smoking, even though they are inhaling that kind of they are inhaling that kind of air in which the small particles of the tobacco consist, which not only harm them but also harm their their body or their lungs also. Somewhere, somehow they affect it. So the whether it is a Supreme Court, whether it is a High Court, whether it is the other court, they declared that smoking in the public places is strictly prohibited. And if you see some person who is smoking tobacco or smoking cigar, smoking BD in the public places, you can go to your nearby police station, you can file a case against that person under section 268 of the IPC, creating the public nuisance. And that person will be convicted, you're convicted, as the case may be, or the person will be charged with 200 rupees fine. Then we have the removal of public nuisance conditional order for removal of nuisance. So the purpose of this section is to prevent the public nuisance. If a magistrate fails to take immediate course to section 133, irreparable damage would be done to the public. For as I gave you a previous case law, if a person is smoking tobacco nearby and it is affecting you, first of all, go to that person, uh, you know ask him or tell him not to do it. If it then if he does again that particular, if he does again that particular thing, go to nearby police station, file a complaint against that person, and then it will be filed under your section 268. Then that person will be charged with the fine. So it is intended to remove public nuisance and can be invoked in the urgent cases, because a nuisance can sometimes be fraught with potential danger requiring immediate action. So an executive magistrate, upon receiving a police report or other information, yeah, now when you file a complaint in the police station, that police station in that police station, the police report which you have filed will go to the magistrate, and that person who did that act, the person who's smoking in the public places, he has to be present before the magistrate within the 24 hours of the arrest. And information respect of public nuisance can exercise power under this section of six circumstances. Now this section empowers a magistrate to deal with specific public nuisance, and it provides a summary remedy for removal, but perquisites is there must be imminent danger to the property. Now we know that punishment is there also. So punishment of the public nuisance is a fine which may extend to 200 rupees. It, as I always tell you, that there is not a specific punishment, there is not a specific amount to be considered while punishing that person, because the nature of the offense a person is creating varies from the time to time. It depends upon the consequences of that offense. It depends upon what kind of nature the offense contains, or what kind of the nature of the offense is. So it always depends upon the nature of the offense. Larger or the greater the nature of the offense, greater will be the punishment. So it always depends upon the nature of the offense, what kind of nature the offense consists, so that we have to give the punishment. So in general term, it attracts a penalty of fine which may extend up to 200 rupees. So a public nuisance created in a public place or a public, okay, now what kind of public nuisance we, as I know, as I told you, smoking is there, playing loud music is there, obstructing a road, public road is there, pollution, air and water, operating a house of prostitution. So these are some of the example. If somebody is using abusive language in front of you, it is a public nuisance. If two children, they are playing and their parents started using the abusing language which may affect your child, it is a public nuisance. So these are some of the cases that we can find in our day to day life, and where, because we all are surrounded in that society where public nuisance consists, where public nuisance is a very is a very common thing that we see, but nobody to take step, okay, to remove this kind of public nuisance. So These kind of public nuisance, if you see and if you find that it is a kind of a public nuisance that is creating a danger or a harm to you or to your family or to your children, to your surrounding, go to the police station, file a complaint against that person under section 268 of IPC. That person will be get arrested, and that person will have to be present within 24 hours in front of the magistrate. Then the magistrate will look into the matter, and they will continue to deal with what they have to do next. Then this is all regarding the public nuisance. It is a general thing that I have given you in the public nuisance. So I hope you all like my video. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel, share with your friends, and hit the bell icon to see my regular videos on this. So I will keep on uploading these kind of videos after every single day, after every alternative day. So you will get to know my videos after one day. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye.